Okay, after 7-3, clear to push, tail east, 4 left, 12, 4, tail west, right?
No, tail east, that's 1290.
Southwest 54 is with you going to King Bravo. Okay, Echo, Ultra Delta 9, Southwest 54. Okay, 247 down and 24 left, follow the number off your left, but on
super left, follow number 247.
Echo 10 Delta, Delta 38, Southwest, 52, if you speed up.
You just follow that company had a Delta 10 Delta.
Delta 10 Delta, got it, Southwest 56.
So for 1290, thanks for your call. We're going to southwest across the first one there right now, one more, let's go. And plan firmly inside right now.
Okay, pushing it right tail east and after the second southwest 12.
Traffic 678 is occupied, make a hard right turn on to Echo 11, right turn on to Delta.
7 Delta, Delta. And 3-4 left, you push back with 3-4 left, push back up, sorry, 49. Short on every tower, 095, they don't get support. South 395, line every tower, good 8, coming 395. 65 milligrams, right on Bravo, taxi to Charlie 31. Right on Bravo, Charlie 71.
Everybody, welcome aboard. Getting ready to do my second flight of the day. Probably my last one. A little beat up. But we're in New Zealand now. We're in Auckland, and we're going to head on over to Wellington. One of my YouTube subscribers asked me if I would run this flight. So, I figured why not. That's all pretty much set. That's set. That's set. All right, let me get that moved over, and we should be good to go.
Good afternoon, my friend. That's it. Try to really gun. Hold short of Delta. Good up. Good job. Let's go 35. Lulu, that's 19 minutes and hold short of Echo 12. You have a King Iron, 3 River, and then hold short Echo 12. Southwest, 141, we're at Bravo 10, right to push, west to back. That's 141, Romeo, south side, Uniform frequency 133.5. Sensors on Bravo 18, have sensor that, so good assessment. Push our protection, Bravo 10, that's up 140. Ground for Alpha 9 airplanes to be held under the Papa and Tango across on the 3
All right, I think we're ready to go now. Let me just get that air off me.
Ground
That's pretty good timing because something just rolled through here. They got a little bit of rain in Auckland. So I think the timing's pretty good. That just rolled through and we're getting ready to move on out of here. Let me get that clock going. And we have 2-3 left today. That gentleman Alex sent me another set of config files to try. So I've got those in now. Taking a look. I haven't looked at them yet, so this is my first real look. And the tiller still seems beautiful. So we'll test the rest of these controls, well, when we get in the air. I should be able to have a good look at the rudder on the way down the runway. It's amazing how clear the weather cleared up rather nicely. It was just raining here about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. Hey, jet driver, how's it going? You caught me. I'm in New Zealand. I was in Vietnam earlier today. I get around. I'm running a quick flight. One of the YouTube individuals that were here asked if I'd run this flight, so I figured why not. Yeah, the tiller still feels good. Looks like there's an issue with the scenery out there with the water. Looks like there's a huge wave coming in. Even my wife noticed lately that I've been doing a lot of flying. She says, you must be feeling better with that medication. She's right. I think I have to realign that monitor again, though. Don't like that angle coming in. See if I can do something about it. That side's way better. Actually, that monitor might be a touch high. And I bumped up my view to 90% now, so we'll see how that works out. 2020 reset my zoom back to 50% for some reason. So I got that back to 90. So it shouldn't look like I'm doing 5,000 miles an hour on approach. Let's switch on over. And let's get you in. Make sure that's on.
Clear 1646 about 310.
Yeah, that's good.
310 for JetBlue 646.
Where are we here? All right, we'll make a right here.
Clear 1646 is still 3 moderate coverage for the station at 12 o'clock, and then it's about 40 miles. It's 20 mile diameter.
Up, make it JetBlue 646.
Cool.
November 255 Charlie.
Swap that out.
November 255 Charlie Tower.
That's clear. Continuing with 15 X-ray heavy. 13 power state, 13 money level 19.
God, my memory is so shot. What are we using here?
The deal on the heading have on 40 to avoid 40 miles per minute.
15 X-ray ride. We've been able to direct gathering.
Been able to direct who will call you with 15 X-ray.
Okay, that should be good.
Clear 1646
Yep.
is on the same flight level 2 from the rail.
You, my clock, we're on TA, you're up, and you are on auto, yes. What do we have? Oh, master caution, and you didn't do your control surfaces, Johnny. Everything else is good. Actually, you did these before. We have to do them now. You're looking at the wrong section. We are good to go.
46 contact Aero 1.
Stink's getting old. Memory's not playing nice anymore.
Weather, there is an area moderate to heavy precipitation at 12 o'clock, and then about 60 miles to the US.
Very nice. Alright, 40%.
Number 5 Charlie Charlie, not sure if you're on top of that area moderate to heavy.
We are stable. Thrust is set, airspeed's active. Let's see how these rudder pedals do now. Check, throttle hold. Yeah, these feel pretty good now. Keep up. Boy, that wind give us a good push. Flaps 1. Very nice. Beautifully done.
About a 0800.
Can't remember the last time I was out in New Zealand. Alright, PMDG, you can have it. And we're looking at $1.75. Very good. Let's get some air in here again. 250 knot climb out now. Very nice. Hope we're leaving that weather behind and not running into it. That's 10. Yeah, autopilot's engaged. Yeah, attendant notifications complete. Cabin pressurization monitor. Engine bleeds are on. Back switches are auto. APU is off. Exterior lights is needed. Yep. And start selectors as needed. They're off. Auto brakes off. Landing gear is up and off. That's a wrap to 18. Left 10.8 on the fuel. We've got 10.9. It's coming into range. Very good. Yeah, everything's pretty good. Only issue I got to do is I just got to find that short in the overhead. I'm pretty sure I know it's right in this little middle section, right where the panel selector is. I just got to get up there. My hands get a little shaky, so I have to wait until the timing is right. And I'll give her another go. I've had it a couple of times. It just didn't seem to last. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. Let them run around. Another one pretty much right out of the ballpark. So we have 266 miles to go to Wellington. I think we're over the water for the most part. For a bit anyway. Yeah, eventually, hope I'll get it figured out. Still want to get in there and replace this monitor and get my standby gauges in. They're sitting in a box down there, so it's on the list. We got another 40 miles at top of climb. 260 to go. We're not going to be up here very long. And that's 18. Standard pressure and monitor. Yes. Yep. $10.2 on the fuel, and we too. Right on the money. Six one.
American 732, contact 118.42.
42 on my 730.
That's it. We're inbound, Carl. And that takes us to the end of the SID out of Auckland. And PMDG was pretty much right on the money. We're heading on up to 30,000 feet. So we got a little ways to go. We're at 22 and change now. A little ways to go. Not a bad mix between the clouds and the ground textures down there. We're pretty much right along the edge. Well, you can see we're right along the edge of the water. That should be in range now. Very good. I'll tell you, since I put these new config files in, the aircraft has been playing rather nice. And Alex sent me a message today saying that he didn't have a problem with these being shared, so I know there's quite a few individuals, on the device interface manager form that run PMDG that I'm sure are going to be interested in these bad boys. Just for the tiller in and of itself, if nothing else. So at call, we should have 9.5 on the fuel. We're at 9.8 right now. And we're looking pretty good. Yeah, it's been actually quite enjoyable.
We're going a little bit back to the right, but we'll be deviating 5 miles left of center line. Touch to enable, and we're back to 5 miles left of course.
Alright, that puts us at the end of the SID here, so let's drop that. We zoom in a little bit more here. Let's get us on the chart there. There we are. Right on the money. And we're going to $1.66. And the fuel is right on the money. Oh, Pat 738, yeah. Yeah, he does a lot of flying on Discord. And it really depends on who's online as far as VATSIM coverage is concerned. He doesn't usually fly online if he doesn't have VATSIM coverage along the way or at both airports. That's why it's usually fly-ins that he's doing for the most part, because he knows he's going to have coverage. And what do we have here? that pretty much puts us right at cruise. And that's 20 minutes from the gate. 13, up, just changed. 14 minutes from the entering the runway. Not bad. Not bad. Nice quick ride. And what are we looking at? Just over 100 miles at top of descent. Oh, just changed. 100 miles. 100 miles at top of descent, 216 to go. And I can feel my throat a little bit. I'm going to grab a drink before this cough starts kicking in. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, needed that. Alright, how about we take a quick look at the back end? I did already, but let's put some of this in, shall we? Tell you, both of these programs seem a little bit slow today. Okay, refer to minimums and 185. Let's have a look here. Is that set? That is set. Look in here. I think I'm going to spin my hand off here.
Radar contact 1 mile north to shoot to VOR. Traffic holding. Also over there to shoot to VOR. 1 mile.
All right.
In the dark copter 7,000. Stay out to.
So, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're in, you're in, you're in. And I just want to check. You real quick here.
Cessna 477 reservation, VFR out of below 6,500, the resident altimeter 9er. Vehicle sensor bus, after you're done holding.
And we are good. Alright, so they're done. That's in. I'm already on terrain. That's set, that's looking pretty good. And when do we get on that chart? Boy, these charts really are slow. Come on, Johnny. Now, when do we get picked up here? We're coming in from here, right? Basically at about 140 miles before we're on this chart. Now we got a little ways to go. But that is all set. Not a bad ride. Alright, Silvo. We should have 8.6. And we're at 8.8 right now. And we're fine. Another 56 miles to top of descent, 172 to go. I think maybe I'll remember to put these standby gauges on one day. That's twice today. Yeah, hopefully in the future, once device interface manager's up and running, I'll be able to put the air manager stuff on here. I mean, on his on device interface manager instead of air manager and G-step, and then I won't have to forget, because if I don't run device interface manager, I don't get anything. So that'll make sure I run it. Fuel is looking good. Yeah, jet driver, yeah. I like these little short runs. They're nice. Takes me just as much time to put them together. But I don't like sitting at cruise all that long. It gets a little boring. At least when I'm setting up the flight, gathering all the data, I'm doing stuff. But these are just long enough. Hour and a half. Give you a half hour up, half hour down, and half hour in cruise just about. Yeah, looks like we might have a decent view on the way down. That's 30 minutes from the gate, and top of descent is in 33 miles. And we're 148 miles from Wellington. And let me get that and on the back end. And we are good. We are good all the way down. Down to 11. And delivery is ground. Tower, I want tower. 118.8. Let's see if they're on just yet. Give me, let's see if you're on. That was 3. Hey Stylings, how's it going? Welcome back. And we're not going to be on that chart just yet. Still have a ways to go. What do we have? Another 15 miles at top of descent and 130 to go. Yeah, you just caught me on the back of my second flight today. I was in Vietnam earlier. We went to Da Nang, and now I'm in New Zealand. We left Auckland, 33 minutes ago. We left the gate, and we're on our way into Wellington. And let's get them back in their seats. And that should be in range. Not bad. Things have been pretty good today. Had a pretty good day. Pretty good day, man. Thanks. Actually, I haven't purchased any yet. Any add-on airports at all. The only add-ons that I purchased, really, I think, is FS. Oh, we're just getting ready to start our way down. FS, the sound file. I don't remember the name of it. FS something or other. And the PMDG, because I needed that as well. And FS chatter. That's basically it so far. But I've been busy with the hardware, trying to get all this set up working right. So, and it's still not done yet. So there'll definitely be time for that. Who knows? 2024 may even be out by then. The one good thing is the longer it takes me to get this set up, the longer all those airports are out, more than likely they're going to be a little bit cheaper than when they first were available to everybody. So that might work in my favor. And we're on our way down. So we got 115 miles to go. And this is another beautiful ride. No complaints. Now I get a real good idea on the way in with the axes. I'm trying Alex's new config files. So far the tiller and the rudder felt pretty good on the way out. So. No, I stopped trying to get ProSim working because I was having issues with the engine start selectors. I couldn't get the solenoids to lock, and I couldn't get the reverses to work to save my life. And the control surfaces, the rudder pedal, as soon as I just touched it ever so lightly, the aircraft would just like whoosh, whooshed off to the sides. I couldn't get it under control. I tried their 30-day trial. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't get it going. And to try and get answers, it was basically just about impossible because they have their forums locked down unless you've ponied up dollars. So you have to write tech support. And it took 3 days for me to get an answer from them. And the answer was basically useless. When I was going through their manuals, there was a whole bunch of abbreviations that they used. And I asked them what the abbreviations were because I wasn't sure. And I think it was 3 days later I got an answer that the abbreviations are depending on where I got them from. Really? I'm not looking at a GM mechanic magazine. I'm trying to get your ProSim software working. So that was a complete waste. But around the same time, I was actually upgrading my main computer system to an AMD 7950 X3D. With the 4090 graphic board and the DDR5 and, all the bells and whistles. And I didn't realize that by doing so, I was going to lose that 30-day license. So I was back to that 20-minute shuffle kind of thing before it would run out. So I just said, you know what, I'm done. I have the folder and all the files, on the side if I ever decide to go that route. But right now, Device Interface Manager and PMDG is doing an amazing job. There are a few things that I don't have, like the printer. That would be nice to have, that ProSim has. But they're far and few in between for that kind of money. Oh, that's going to be great, Eric. I'm looking forward to those updates. That is definitely in range now, and that's a buck 55. See, PMDG gets just a little bit lazy with the throttle. We should be at 260 knot descent, and we're at 250 right now, and she's not even trying to kick up and correct. Yeah, that's true. Jet driver customer service, yeah, you know it. Oh yeah, I'm sure once you put up the cash, yeah, I'm sure you get your answers right away. No doubt about it. But you know what? They would have had me as a customer, and I wouldn't even have looked at Device Interface Manager if I didn't have such a hard time trying to get it running. So they lost a customer not only for their initial output of that. That's a pretty decent dollar amount, but ongoing cash every year for their updates. So now they're not going to get any of that. And it's basically because they locked down their forums and I couldn't get any answers. That's a shame. So when do we get on this chart here? Let's see. Oh, we still got another 50 miles, and we'll be on there. Yes, Eric, yeah. Every now and then, I get that little notice up in the corner, and I'll go up there and take those updates, yeah. So far, I've been lucky. I've seen a lot of people typing on the forums that updates have destroyed their MS 2020. The only time I had to reinstall 2020 was recently, and that was because I was fooling around with the edits that just came out for the sky textures. So I tried to get past the encryption, wouldn't work, and then I couldn't get the exe to boot back up, so I had to reinstall everything. So gentleman came out with a fix for that, so I got rid of the encryption, and then I put in the edits, put it back in, and we're all up and running, and it's looking pretty good now. Hey, Jackson Thomas, how you doing? England, eh? Wow. Yeah, I'm in Boca Raton, Florida. I'm a ways away from you, that's for sure. And you caught us pretty much at a decent time. We're just on our way down. We started our descent into Wellington. I'm in New Zealand right now. I was in Vietnam a little bit earlier. But one of the individuals that watch a lot of my YouTube videos is a subscriber. He asked me if I would run this flight for him, so I figured I didn't have anything else planned after Vietnam run, so I figured why not. And this turned out to be a pretty cool ride. And I timed it just right because Auckland had some weather in there when I first boot up, logged in. By the time I had everything programmed ready to go, it passed us by. So I timed it out rather well. 1:50 in the morning, ouch. Yeah, you know what? I'm usually up 1:50, 2:50, 3:50 in the morning. Hey, Robert, how's it going? So what do we have? We're another 73 miles and we're done. Not too bad. And how about we get set? Because we're coming up on 18,000 here in just a bit. That's already in. The nav radios is set. Local pressure's in. I've got terrain on the nav display. So course select is already set. We are looking pretty good. Let's get in landing data. And let's have a peek. Bleed air panel is set for auto. Pressurization panel. Land altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Auto brake selector is set. Flight instruments and radios are set. Altimeter local QNH is in. Matter of fact, we'll go to local pressure right now. We're coming up on 18. Recall. Master caution. Okay. Looking good. And landing data. VREF and minimums are in. We're good down to 10,000 now. Norway? I'll give that a shot. You have any airports? If you have the ICIOs, put them down. I'll go take a look. I was down. Someone suggested a flight in, what was it, Sweden? Switzerland? The Alps. I went and took a look at the Alps. Man, they were amazing in 2020. Fantastic. The ride was just great. And I'm definitely going to be back out there again. No doubt about it. Yeah, this is 737-800. This is, the flight deck was made by Flight Deck Solutions. It's a company in Canada. Oh, actually, if you look on the right-hand side, there, yeah, that's the company that made it. And it's based on the NG series, but pretty much the 800. Buck 50. And we're just about 30 miles out of that chart now. And we're 61 miles out. And it's been another beautiful ride. I get those momentary, they're not even stutters, they're more like surges that go on. I've never seen that before until now. It goes forward and comes back a little bit. If I can get rid of that, the rest of this whole setup would be perfect. It's the only thing I get every now and then. They're not really stutters. It's really strange. I've never noticed that before. All right, we can bring that chart up now. We're off of that anyway. 4A. And we're going to appear right up out of the top there. We're coming from Tapapa, Bruta. Oh, you'll be able to see from the CDU there. So, but the items that are not to scale in that black box, you're not going to see because we don't show up on the moving map until we get just outside of that. So, Bergen in Norway. Hey, I'll take a look. Yeah, I usually try to keep it an hour, hour and a half. 2 hours would probably be at the limit. But yeah, I'll take a look at that. No doubt about it. That's what I'm thinking too. It might be the scenery's coming over the internet, trying to update what's in front of me. I think that you might be right. And if that's it, that's not going to be something that I can correct because, I mean, I've got the high-speed, optic fiber. I can't kick it up any higher, so it's not on my end, that's for sure. So we need to be above 11 at Pegpoo, and we're at 13.7 right now. So we're going to make that restriction. That's next up is what, 9? Need to be above 9. And fuel at Bruta 7.7. We're 7.7 on the fuel, so we're looking pretty good. Actually, I'm running the device interface manager software that I run. Allows me to run the CDUs from a second computer. I'm running all this off of one computer with the exception of the captain and the first officer CDU. They're on a second computer. And I run my OBS from that second computer. So it allows me to give you the CDU data and I can give you the moving map using a duet kind of add-on. It allows the iPad to connect to my computer as an external monitor. So that allows me to give you that. It would be nice if I can give you my glass displays and my MCP like I do in X-Plane, but I don't have an Air Manager type of hookup for the glass screens. That would be nice if that was to come in the future. That would really be great. Steep descent after Pegpoo. Yeah, well, that's in the charts, brother. I figure the next 8 miles we should be on that approach chart. Thanks for joining me, Jackson. I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the view. What little you got, man. Hope you have a good night's sleep, brother. Have a good night. And 7. This has been a great ride. The whole way. And the auto flight system has been beautiful. Speed's coming down to 240 now. We're at 250 on our way down to 240 and we're coming up on 10,000. We're at 10.3 now. So let's light them up. Let them know. Get you set up. Hopefully we won't need any speed brake from here on in. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Jackson. I'll catch you on my next run, no doubt about it. I'll be here. All right, we should be coming up on that chart now. Drag required. There it is. You're not going to need much. So we're above 9. Beautiful. And we should pie. We are. We're on that chart now. We just popped up. Clouds look great coming in now. Filling in beautiful. Hopefully we'll have a view on the way in, and this will give us a little bit of peekaboo. Yeah, this is that steep descent that was crying about earlier. And next up, we need to be below 7. Oh, I'm sorry, above 7 at, what was that, UK Leb? And then below 7 at Ripper with a max speed of 220. So we're at 7,600 right now, so we're above, so we're going to make that restriction, and we'll definitely be below 7 next up. And that's 240 right now. $134. Nicely done. Let that speed get away here. Be slow and soon to 220. Beautiful view. Man, the clouds look great. Amazing. So we got another 23 miles to go. 7.5 on the fuel for Ripper, and that's where we're at right now. Looking pretty good. It's been one beautiful ride. And what I say, we're holding it full, holding at 3. Thanks, Stylings. I appreciate it, man. Hope you have a good rest of your day at work, man. So we got 18 miles to go, and that's 53 minutes from the gate. That's not bad. That's a nice little quick run. I like those. Let's get set up here, shall we? And we're at 220. Above 3 at Jonah, we're at 4,300, so we're looking good. Oh, a little thick out there. Hopefully we'll have a view of something. Oh, I think we'll have a view. Looked a little worse than what I thought. It's actually pretty clear out there. Beautiful. Now we're slowing to 190. Very nice. All right, give me flaps 1. And let's bring you up now. Beautiful, man. Look at that. That is fantastic. Beautifully done. Give me 5. I will go right to 10, actually. My bird. My bird. Begin. Yep, you got me that time. Going back to 3. 25. And we're looking at 352. And give me 30. Lights, start selectors, gear, auto brake, speed brake, flaps. They've been notified. And we're good to go. Don't need you, so let's bring up you. There we go. Come back into it, Johnny.
Approaching decision height. Decision height.
Landing. Wow, this is a pretty cool view.
500. Light slope.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Light slope. Light slope.
I see it.
Light slope. 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 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
I gotta work on that view. I don't know if I like that view all that much, 90 degrees. Doesn't look right. Doesn't look right to me. Stop my clock. TA test. Pretty cool ride. I think I gotta work on the my view though. I don't know if I like that 90% setup. Might go back to 80. And exterior lights. Oops. You slipping, Johnny. You slipping, man. Oh, you don't need that either. You're getting old. Forgetting a lot of stuff, man. Not good. Alright, exterior lights. Yeah, we're good now. APU is up and running. Let's get you actually on. Give me a minute on the clock. Your dampers off. Window heat switches as needed. They're off. Probe heat switches are off. Engine, any ice off. And engine start select is off. Auto brake is down. Speed brake is down. Flaps are up. Transponders TA auto and weather radar is set. That's just about a minute. And that's off. There's a pretty cool view on the way in. Gonna make this turn here, Johnny. Oh, that's one heck of a turn, Johnny. You got some weird stuff going on here. There's no way I'm getting in there. Gate's in the way. And he's off. And you thought we were moving. Something caught me at the corner of my eye there. Set the chocks. Give me ground power. Air. Chocks are in position. Ground. You and stand by. Oh, you might as well shut down all the way. I don't think I'm going to do another run. Let's see. Electrical power, APU or ground, we're on ground. Bleed air, we're on unconditioned air. Fuel levers to cut off. Any collision lights off. Passenger signs are off. Fuel pump switches are off. Electrical panel check set. Galley power to off. Window heats off. Hydraulic pumps off. Exterior lights as needed and position lights are on. Flight director switches are off. Power chocks are in position and that's off. Oh, you didn't get the doors. People are going to complain, man. They can't go home. How about you open the doors, Johnny? All right. And how about we shut down completely? All right. IRS select is to off. Emergency exit lights are off. Exterior lights are off. Bleed air panel, and we're going to take the packs to off. Engine start select is to both. APU or ground power disconnect. AC/DC select is to standby. And battery power off. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. I got 2 flights in today. It was pretty good, man. I had a great day. I hope you enjoyed the view and the ride. I got to work on my exterior view now. I don't like that. I don't like that look. It looks a little weird to me. I'm gonna have to work on that. So for those of you that were here, I hope you enjoyed the ride, man. Jet Driver, Robert, Stylings, and who would I miss? Anybody? Jackson. Hey, thanks for signing up. Eric, Robert. Well, there's a whole bunch of people here today, man. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And my voice is on its way out now. It just made it for the 2 flights today. I can hear it going already. All right, everybody. Take care. I'll catch you on my next run. And if you have any suggestions, write them down, man. I'll hit those airports for you. No doubt about it. All right, everybody. Take care. Catch you on my next run.